Okay, more on the weather in just a minute, but first, new this morning, Albuquerque police are investigating an apparent hit and run involving a pedestrian. At least that's how the initial call came in around 2:30 this morning. It happened at Golden Ash in southeast Albuquerque. Dispatchers said that a person had been hit by a maroon vehicle of some sort. One person we know was taken to the hospital. Police aren't talking just yet or aren't providing many details, but as soon as we learn more, we'll be sure to update you. It is not the news some people wanted to hear, but it is now official. The Dodgers are ditching Albuquerque again.
Yeah, again. And today we should know which major league team the Topes could connect with. Now, reports have the Dodgers moving their AAA team to Oklahoma City, which means the Astros, Houston Astros Farm Club, would be up for grabs. In fact, a report in the Houston newspaper says that the Astros are going to bring their AAA team here. But there is plenty of speculation about other big league franchises moving their AAA teams around as well. Yesterday was the first day that it actually could happen. Again, the Topes say they're going to make an announcement today. We'll let you know exactly what that is. But despite all the rumors and the talk, the Topes are going to be here, and they're going to be affiliated with a major league team next year. The question is just which team. And the Lobos and the Aggies are set to meet on the gridiron for the 105th time this Saturday, and the trash talking between the teams has already started. This is especially true on Twitter. A couple of examples here. I quote these. I did not make these up. You might be a Lobo if your parents were spayed or neutered. Or you might go to NMSU if your idea of a beauty pageant is a livestock show at the state fair. And sports talk show host David Jubb, my buddy Jubb, says the passion here is good to see, particularly that the Lobos have had a losing start to the season.
Apathy has not set in. People are still calling, people are still upset, people still want to know what the direction of this program is.
Darn right they do, regardless of what happens Saturday. The Lobos have the all-time bragging rights for the foreseeable future. In the series, UNM has won 68 games to NMSU's just 31. You can listen to Jubb, my buddy Brandon, on 610 in the afternoons. Now, if the Lobos lose, UNM could be rising in a bad way. That would be to the bottom of ESPN's top 10 rankings, bottom 10 rankings. You get it? UNM's been a familiar name in the bottom 10 the past 5 years. They were there last year and the year before and the year before and the year before. The Lobos are now number 8. A loss to state could put them in the bottom 5 of all major teams nationally. Let's hope that does not happen.
6:33 is now the time on this Wednesday morning. A missing teenager visiting Albuquerque from South Korea has been found. APD says Hee-Young-Shu Chung was found at an Arizona hospital. They don't know yet his condition or how he ended up there. Chung had been missing for more than a week. He was here doing missionary work. The Bible study group he was staying with reported him missing on September 7th when they noticed that he was gone, but all his stuff, like his clothes, his suitcase, his passport, were all left behind. A former Santa Fe cop who was under investigation for being linked to an outlaw biker gang has been killed in a crash. Dean Staley first told you about Officer Ben Chavarria on special assignment last year. He was under the microscope by Santa Fe's PD Internal Affairs for his personal relationship with the Banditos. That relationship included being an honorary pallbearer at a Banditos funeral. Chavarria, a 13-year veteran of the force, quit his job before the police chief could hand down any punishment in the case. Well, the Santa Fe New Mexican is now reporting that Chavarria died in downtown El Paso on Sunday night in a motorcycle wreck with 2 other riders. Chavarria's passenger, a 41-year-old woman, is hospitalized with life-threatening injuries.
A C&M student is accused of hitting a security guard with his car on purpose. Police say DeMardrick Banks parked illegally in a handicapped spot in front of the C&M bookstore recently. When a security guard went out and confronted him, asked for his ID, officers say Banks refused to give it and yelled at the guard. Then they say he jumped in his car, hit the security guard with it in the hip, and took off. Police identified Banks through surveillance video from the bookstore. He was arrested Monday and charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The security guard, thank goodness, is okay. 6:35 now. Rio Rancho, the next Scottsdale? That's what a group of young professionals has in mind for the city, and they say they want that city to be what Scottsdale is to Phoenix. Listen.
The reason that it was brought up is because Scottsdale is a beautiful city, and we want Rio Rancho to be a beautiful city or a nice city to live, work, and play.
There's a lot of effort that went into making Scottsdale the community that it is. And so that being as ambitious as it is, I think we can move toward that. We can set that as a goal.
It is a lofty goal, might I say. The main goal here is to offer up things Albuquerque cannot. The group called the Visionaries will work closely with the city of Rio Rancho to improve its quality of life. The city will meet with the group once a month to talk about the new possibilities and, the best part, new jobs.
And now there's an easier way to get to the west side and Rio Rancho using UNSER. The $1.7 million construction project is now complete and open to drivers. For drivers heading west on I-40, there is now an extra exit lane at UNSER. More improvements are on the way as well. Revamping Alameda from I-25 west to the north diversion channel and Osuna is part of the plan. The city of Albuquerque is looking to widen each of those streets by a lane in each direction and adding a lane in each direction. The city will wait, though, until the Paseo del Norte project and Balloon Fiesta wrap up before tackling those next projects. The holidays are almost here, and that means UPS has some seasonal jobs up for grabs. We're already talking about seasonal jobs, my goodness. Well, the company says it wants to hire a lot of them, 95,000 seasonal employees. That is nearly double the number from last year. Pay starts around $10 an hour, and just so you know, after the holidays, many of those jobs could become full-time positions. Speaking of jobs, a new Rio Rancho call center is holding a career fair today. S&P Data hopes to hire more than 400 people over the next few years to move into part of the old Hewlett-Packard building. 100 people will be hired immediately. So the career fair is going on from 1 to 5 today. It will be at the Santa Ana Star Center on 3001 Civic Center Circle Northeast, that is in Rio Rancho.
And a new Walmart neighborhood market is set to open on Deborah Road in Rio Rancho. The store really is just starting to be built, but it's already hiring. In fact, it's looking for about 100 workers and is encouraging veterans to apply too. Walmart has a big veterans preference program. For more information on this, go to links at KRQE.com. By the way, the jobs at the S&P Data Center, they're going to average about $38,000 a year with benefits. No, not at all. 6:38 right now. Hard to believe, Balloon Fiesta. Just a couple of weeks away.
It's almost here. Get ready, folks. And of the 800,000 spectators or so at Balloon Fiesta Park, did you know only a few thousand will actually go up in a hot air balloon? Yeah, it's true. Turns out that there are only a few ways to get up in the air, and it's not easy and is certainly not cheap to get a ride. Rainbow Riders is the only company able to take paying customers in balloons that lift off from the park. It costs around $300 to $429 during Fiesta Week, twice their normal rates. CEO Scott Appleman says it's like the difference between buying tickets to an NFL game or buying tickets to the Super Bowl.
Because you are part of the show and you are part of the whole event, and you've got tens of thousands of people cheering you while you're taking off, and of course you're flying amongst 500 balloons.
Gosh, sure, it certainly would be exciting to do that. Now, if paying that much, though, isn't in the cards for you, you could volunteer to be part of a chase crew.
Darth Vader.
Yeah, some
Smokey
pilots
Bear.
take their crews up
TikTok.
in the air as a thank you, but only
Arabelle.
a few people get 1,000.
Stagecoach.
About 1,000 get
Spaceman.
up in a special shaped balloon because they're special shapes. They're a lot more complex. Not everyone gets that opportunity, but if you do, wow, what a treat that would be for you.